Armory disc golfers, welcome back to another video. I'm really excited about this one because we've got a 2-for-1 special for you today. Lone Star Disc just released the Nimitz and the Bayonet, so we're going to be tossing them both. Let's get into it. Lone Star Discs is making a big splash this off-season, signing different players, so I expect to see a lot more of their plastic on tour this year, and some of the ones that I'm excited about seeing is this newly released Nimitz and the newly released Bayonet. They just dropped, we got them in the stock on Friday, sold out of them Friday, and we just had a small restock. We might have a few Nimitz available. The Bayonets are probably all gone, but if you stick around to the end of this video, then you're gonna get a chance to win one or maybe even both of these in a giveaway, so stay tuned for that. We're at Harry Myers Park. Hole 1 is 342 feet. It goes straight and then finishes left just in front of the water down here. I'm just gonna start off nice and smooth with the Nimitz. Oh, well, that's holding over. I can definitely see the -1 there. Next up, we got the Bayonet. I'm gonna try to throw this one a little flatter because I expect it to be a little less stable than the Nimitz, but essentially that same line, straight up the middle, have it pan to the right and then come back in towards the basket. A little bit of a tailwind.
That's stable, buddy.
Yeah, that's stable.
Woo.
It's also far. Ooh, I think it's dry though. So the Nimitz has flight numbers of 11.5, -1.3, so obviously the thing that pops into my head is Wraith. The Bayonet is 13.5, -2.2, so I'm thinking Shrike. And just from the first throw, the Bayonet seems a lot more stable than the Shrike, and the Nimitz seems pretty true to flight numbers. I didn't really get to see fade. I threw it pretty low, but we'll keep tabs on that. Putting down to the water, and I'm not doing that weird disc review thing where you putt the driver that you're throwing. Nobody does that. I'm also not trying to get crazy. I just want to lay that up and not go in the water. All right, Bayonet is very long. I can give this one more of a run since I'm putting uphill at it. I don't want to jump into this water though. Don't roll. Yeah, I'll tap in parse. All right, I want to show you the dome of these things. This Nimitz is really domey. Just for reference, I know the camera is struggling to capture that, and this Bayonet is a nice, pretty even dome. These are both in alpha plastic, which typically flies pretty true to numbers for Lone Star, so I'm curious if that was just a first throw kind of snafu with the Bayonet. Alpha is pretty firm, especially when it's 45 degrees outside. Not a lot of flex. It's not the grippiest plastic. I just lathered up with some O'Keefe's working man hands, so it's not really an issue for me right now, especially if it's cold. These are probably on the slicker side of things. Our hole 2, we have a little safari hole going on here, 430 feet. We'll go to Nimitz first again. Oh yeah, I like that it broke over a little bit there, but it was never in danger of really turning and burning. Probably circle 2. Now the Bayonet. I'm gonna try to keep this one pretty flat, but just a touch of Anheuser if anything. Well, I didn't throw it on Anheuser again, but I yanked it out right enough for it to finish hard left. We'll see where we are. All right, so these went a little farther than I expected them to go. I have Bayonet just outside circle 1, and then the Nimitz is up here 25 feet. All right, first putt of the day. Yes. Oh, I shanked it. It's never fun to miss the circle 1 putt after making the jumper. All right, next up we got a 333-foot hole. Downhill, finishes back uphill. You can see Rustin tossing it in the background. I want to say thank you because by this time the channel will have hit 1,000 subscribers. Super appreciate everyone who's come along for the ride. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that now and join along. You can be entered into this giveaway that I'll tell you about more at the end of the video. I also want to tell you that we have hoodies that have just dropped. They came out on Monday. We only ordered 50 of them. They look like this, and we've already pre-sold about 10 of them. So if you want one of those, hop on to armorydiscgolf.com and grab one. Like I said, this is the only chance that you're gonna have at one of those hoodies specifically, and it'll be for you first 1,000 or so people that have joined us. We super appreciate it, and we're excited to bring you more content as the years come on. I'm gonna start with the Bayonet this time. This does feel a little slick in my hand, I will say that. This is where we're really gonna see how stable this disc is. It holds up to forehand torque. Oh, it does.
Oh, it's very stable.
Yeah. Great counter skip. Ah, didn't climb up. Yeah, I'll take that. Okay, so the Bayonet is flying kind of like a boss more than a Shrike. The Nimitz is flying very much like a Wraith, like I would expect it to. So I'm gonna give this one a little bit of hyzer, see how much it flips over. Oh, stay off that tree. I mean, it didn't affect it too much. That's a really pretty flight path. All right, 2 circle 1 looks on this hole I'm happy with. You are stable. It's just flip. All right, whatever. Good. Good. I'm very pleased so far. If you want a little more grip or a little more pliability in the plastic, Lone Star also offers these in Bravo plastic, which also tends to be a little bit more overstable, so that's a consideration as well. We've got a bit of a tailwind, a 330-foot shot that pushes straight and finishes gently to the left. I think that I'm actually going to try to forehand them again and have them flex over and then fade back in just at the end, because after this first initial tree, the fairway really opens up to the left. Hold it. All right, some good guardian trees there at the end. And now with the bayonet, now that I know what it flies like, I'm gonna give it some more ante and really trust it to ride out to the left, but then fade back at the end. Well, I gave it ante, just not enough, and you can really see the stability of that disc. Again, that was probably a 330 to 350 foot pump. All right, bayonet left me about a 40 footer, maybe a touch farther than that. Oh, weak, Nick. Now the Nimitz is just outside the circle. This should be money range, theoretically. I'm gonna move that so I don't land on it. Oh, give me that over a 30 footer all day. Hole 8 here at Harry Myers is a par 5, 858 feet. First shot, I'm just gonna try to forehand, straight down, and then breaking right past that end of trees. Bayonet first. Don't hit that branch. Oh, that's such a bummer. Yeah, that was tracking so well towards the branch. All right, I'm gonna throw this one straight at those trees and trust this thing to flip over. Show us the 3 fade. Yes. Oh, wow, it hit the tree long. Yeah, that's a good spot though. Something that Rustin and I are both noticing about the Nimitz that we like is that the turn and the fade are both slow. It'll slowly turn over and slowly come back, so it feels really predictable and controllable. Okay, so the bayonet shot is kind of unfortunate, but I'm gonna make the executive decision to pick that up and take it and play it from where the Nimitz is, because this is more of a backhand spot, and you've seen how these fly on forehand multiple times. I want you to see some more backhands. All right, I'm throwing on a bit of a slope here. I'm gonna try to get the Nimitz to pan right and then hopefully crest that hill. If I can get over that hill, that's big time for an eagle look, but if it hits into that hill, that's also good just to get up for a birdie. Keep going, keep going.
Stay out of it. Keep turning. Come on.
Ah, that's fine though. That'll be a pitch up for a birdie from there. Now at the bayonet, again, I'm gonna have to really get over on this one more. Hold it, now it's gonna come out of it. She's stable. Whew. Soft little forehand flex. Maybe this should be an approach disc, but I will throw this one here. Come out of there. I think that's good. I can't see the basket.
It's good.
I'm hearing good, so we'll see if we can putt. So the bayonet is stable. We have established that. The flight numbers that I think I would give it, probably like 13.503, I think sounds about right. And the Nimitz right now, I really like the flight numbers they have on it. Maybe negative 1.5, maybe like a negative 1.52 or something like that, or just a negative 1.2, something like that. Any of those flight numbers I think would be solid for. But the Nimitz I do find has more, whoa, walking upstairs, I do find more true to flight numbers than the bayonet. Hole 12, another par 4, 555 feet, forehand out of the gap. I'm just gonna try to push straight and then have it break right. That's what forehands do. Yeah, that's flying more like a destroyer than a shrike. Wow, my footing was so weird there.
That's really good.
I think that's gonna put me in a good spot.
Yeah, it's really good.
But my footing was so strange, didn't flip up as much. So the Nimitz is getting a big thumbs up from me thus far. The bayonet, I don't know. If I rethink what the disc is and just like it as a fast, overstable driver, it's solid. If you want a fast, overstable driver, I'm a little disappointed that it's not flippy like I expected it to be, because I was excited to get that slot back in my bag. Maybe I have a really overstable bayonet, but this is an alpha plastic, which should be more neutral. It's just got an even amount of dome across it. Maybe it's just a stable mold. Hole 15, par 5, 618 feet. I'm gonna try to push this tunnel, have it hyzer flip, push straight, and then just fade out left at the end. Starting off with the Nimitz. Oh, slowly drift right. Man, I like this disc a lot. Get past that tree. I like this disc a lot. Got to crank on this one. I'm going to try to hit it, again, just a touch of anhyzer. Try to keep it nose down because finishing hard left here is not bad at all. Get in front of those trees. Mediocre. Not an ideal spot. I'm going to go forehand roller here. I'm going to see how long and straight it can hold before breaking over because I want it to go straight and then finish left at the mouth. Break to the right. All right, that'll actually be in a pretty good spot up there, assuming it's not too far in the woods. I don't know if you can see the basket on camera, but this is actually an eagle opportunity. So I'm just gonna go for it with a forehand, just a bit of hyzer and trust for it to flip. Oh, not quite low enough, but that'll be a really easy pitch up for a birdie from there. Okay, this is definitely not Nimitz territory. I'm just gonna flick a pig and tap in a birdie. Now this bayonet, I actually have a bit of a look. I'm just gonna full on run it with PA3 flick. Get in. Okay, well I won't birdie it, but I'm not mad. I was going for eagle. All right, so the bayonet and the Nimitz, 2 new molds from Lone Star. I do think, even though the bayonet was more stable than I expected it to be, that we're gonna see both of these discs a lot on tour next year. I'm excited to see who Lone Star's signing next because there's been a lot of hubbub in the social media world about that. If you want one of these discs, all you have to do to enter the giveaway is subscribe and then comment down below which disc you want and the flight numbers that you would give it based on what you saw just in this video or even in your own experience if you managed to grab one yourself. We'll draw that probably about Sunday night or so, and hopefully we'll have it sent your way around this time next week. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next one.